When you come to Daytona, you got to check out the beach. But this weekend, the activity is a few miles west. The world's center of racing, Daytona International Speedway. Tomorrow, hosting the Daytona 500. Today, headlined by the NASCAR Xfinity Series. They race later on. Right now, it's qualifying. Yesterday, sunshine. It was warm, but a cold front has moved through central Florida. As we check out our Fox weather, 62 degrees and breezy. We're glad you're with us with Michael Waltrip, a man that won the Daytona 500 not once, but twice. I'm Adam Alexander. 47 cars here for 38 spots. We're going to pack them into 90 minutes, Michael.
Man, and that's intense, Adam. Some of these drivers, they know if they could just make this race, they're going to have a shot to win it. And that's what it's going to be all about for some drivers that don't have the points to fall back on. They know it's go or go home right now. First guy rolling, one of my favorite guys in the garage area, Josh Williams in that 78 car. He's going to be strong if he can just get it in the race.
New team this year, driving the 78 for B.J. McLeod.
What about that combination?
I like it.
Best spirits in the garage area. B.J. McLeod, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. Loves the opportunity that he has here in NASCAR. And then Josh Williams not only drives a car, but he could build one if you need him to.
Old school racers, both of them.
Yes, sir.
Here's how it works. You get one lap. All 47 cars will go out. Top 10 advance to the second round, and those 10 drivers will run for the pole. So you basically have three things going on. Drivers that feel like they can win the top spot, those that just want to advance to the second round, and those, as you talked about, that just want to be one of the 38 drivers racing later today. Top 33 on speed make it in for sure.
And talked to Stephen Parsons, son of our colleague Phil Parsons down in the garage area. And Stephen's one of those guys that has to qualify in on time. A new team, new opportunity. He's going to run all season long. They put together a great race car. But I said, how did practice look? Where were we at? He said, we're right on the edge. So we got our fingers crossed. And we're hoping for the best.
Stephen is Josh's teammate, and Josh completes his lap just over 50 seconds, 50.005. And here comes the 31 of Myatt Snyder. And just like Josh Williams, he's got a new home this year, driving for Jordan Anderson.
And Jordan, unfortunately, missed the truck race last night. Very disappointing. A couple of three good trucks that didn't quite make the cut. That's how tough it is here.
To put into perspective what Josh Williams was able to do, we've got the ghost car in, and his lap a little better than what we're seeing out of Myatt Snyder in the 31.
Yeah, I think from what I saw in practice yesterday, that 50 flat, that's about that's right up there in some of the top 10, 12 speeds that I saw in single car runs. It's so hard to sort it, Adam, because, if somebody got some help or not and where they were. But I think that 50 flat is pretty fast.
Start finish line, Snyder, 50.2. Vince?
With Austin Hill going to run full-time in the Xfinity Series this season, he's a winner here at Daytona in the truck campaign, ran the truck race last night. Does that play into today at all for you?
I think it just kind of knocks the rust off a little bit. I haven't raced anything since November in Phoenix, so I think that kind of helps, with pit stops, all that stuff. So everybody at RCR has been working really hard during the off season. It's been great working with these guys. I think our Bennett United Rentals Chevrolet is going to be good today. Hopefully we can keep this streak alive of sitting on the pole going. So I got a little pressure on that side of it, but I think it's going to race good, and hopefully have a good evening tonight.
Austin Hill going for Rookie of the Year, driving the 21 for Richard Childress Racing. And, Vince talked about the fact that he won here at Daytona in the Camping World Truck Series. Want to offer congratulations to his family. Welcomed a third child recently, so he's probably not getting a lot of sleep and happy to be in a hotel for a weekend.
Yeah, a little break's not a bad thing. Daddy racing at Daytona. Pretty good feeling. I think you're seeing here how solid the lap of Josh Williams is. That's two cars, and a really competitive lap there by CJ. He's going to slide in right between Williams and Snyder.
50.083 for CJ McLaughlin, driving a third entry this weekend for RSS Racing.
Some of our favorite people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Sieg Racing.
Here's Jesse Iwuji. I said it yesterday, but this is a really good story. Jesse, another one of our Rookie of the Year contenders, running in that 34, a Chevrolet. They've got support from the manufacturer, and he's teamed up in this ownership deal with Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer, and I would love to see him get in and race and start off his rookie campaign the right way.
Yes, and I think that's his goal, is to get in this baby, because they put together a really nice car. You see the number 34 on the side of there. That's a tribute to Wendell Scott. Holding a nice line, a pretty angle off turn 4. Just needs to be a little lower maybe. And
tied on the line here. Get tied on the line.
You hear the spotter saying that same thing. Get on down there. And, you know, we could be talking about just a thousandth of a second that separates you from going or going home.
Jesse Iwuji, third of the 4 cars that have been out in qualifying. 47 are here. We continue from Daytona after a break on FS1. Six cars have now made a run in qualifying at Daytona. The 53 is Joey Gase. He is third of the 6 that have been on track. Tommy Joe Martins also made his qualifying run in the 44, and he is 5th on the board at 50.21. Best time of the day, Josh Williams, 50.005. And just finishing his qualifying lap, David Starr, NASCAR veteran, and he is 7th, 50.267. And we're starting to see some separation. And for some on the board, you say, I got a good feeling about him. And for others, it's going to be a long morning of waiting.
You know, you talk about NASCAR veterans. I'm one of those. And so watching the scoring monitor, it's a quarter of a second that is split the 7 cars that have gone, and that's tight on a 2.5-mile track, Adam. So I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for Austin Hill to go. I think he's going to be a good gauge on what a really fast lap will be, and he's just a couple of cars away. But right now, whether I'm Josh Williams or David Starr thinking about qualifying in on time, I'm still very nervous. I don't have enough information yet to say I'm all set.
Tim Vians driving for Mike Harmon, owner in the Camping World Truck Series is Tim. Also played college football, and congratulations to him, got engaged prior to the truck race last night, right down on pit road.
Well, that's special. I got engaged on a racetrack many years ago.
There are a lot of things I could insert here that I'm just not going to say.
I think you just smile and nod your head.
Vans is 8th.
Okay, this is the one that really interests me. I love my man Stephen Parsons. I predicted on Hub that he would get a victory this year. That SoCal media car is beautiful. You can see BJ McLeod has brought the heat. A great looking race car. Let's see what kind of speed he can get out of it.
That was a bold prediction you made on NASCAR Race Hub.
I like it, though. There's been a lot of bold things that have happened at Daytona and Talladega the last couple of years, and so this could be one of them.
And he's tracking against his teammate here. Josh Williams, quickest of the day. Parsons, another one of those cars out of the B.J. McLeod stables.
I was hoping he could get a little draft off his teammate down the back.
That's not how that works.
It doesn't work that way, does it? I think I understand the technology, but Stefan's fallen off his teammate a bit, so this is concerning. Mark SoCal Media Group sponsors that car, and he's just got a great spirit, loves NASCAR, and hopefully we can get this car in the show.
Stefan, the 9th car out, and he will be 8th of the 9. Vince?
Kyle's got the point. With Ryan Sieg, and he has 3 cars. He's wearing a couple of hats, driver hat and owner hat. He's got 3 of them. Which one's more nerve-wracking, being the driver or being the owner?
Definitely being the owner, making sure all of our cars get in here at Daytona. So just can't thank CMR Construction and Roofing enough for what they do. And then we've had PsyOps come on board with CJ, and Kyle's running also. So it's a lot to juggle, but we're having a blast being here at Daytona.
Good luck.
Thank you.
He's in pretty good shape right now from the owner perspective, Vince. C.J. McLaughlin up there in 2nd. So right now, he's pacing to put himself in the show later today. 10th car on track, the 45 of Cesar Baccarella. This is a team car to Tommy Joe Martins. The pair is joined forces, Alpha Prime Racing, and we'll see them fielding 2 cars all season long.
And I know how much you love saying Cesar Baccarella.
Love it.
Yeah.
Try to work it into every show when he's racing.
That's almost as fun as saying Matt DiBenedetto. Matt DiBenedetto, in his truck debut, got a top 10 finish last night.
That's nice.
Yes, sir.
This is a good run here for Cesar.
Oh,
Look
wow,
at this. Tracking really well.
Alpha Prime has two good, I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that garage area down there is just stacked with cars that I would want to get behind the wheel of. I mean, I didn't see one that didn't look like it had the look, the appearance of the ability to go win this race.
He goes into turn 1 in the green, as you see the tracker there and all the numbers bottom left of your screen. And it's hard to go from the red to the green. But if you can start your lap in a good place, you got a real shot to hang on. And he is really doing some good things.
And he's holding a nice line, too. Cesar's had enough experience to understand exactly where he needs to be. And so far, he's exactly where he wants to be. P1.
Top of the board for Cesar Baccarella. And the first driver to go under 50 seconds, 49.985 for the driver from down south of here in the Sunshine State of Florida. And now the 21. This is Austin Hill. Just heard from him. Driving for Richard Childress Racing, and boy, do they have a good history, not just in the Xfinity Series, but right here at Daytona.
I expect to see a lot of green in this lap for Austin Hill. And he started out in that direction. A good 10th up so far. Probably going to trend 2 or 3 tenths ahead of the field.
It looks like Cesar's going to go to the top. He's going to come down pit road, get out of his car, and he's not going to be at the top anymore.
I've had that happen before, and it's really, really sad when it does.
This lap will be a baseline, likely on what it will take to win the pole later on. 49.55. Austin Hill is quickest. 11 of 47 cars have been out in Xfinity Series qualifying. While we were away, Bailey Curley hit the track for his qualifying run. And for Curry, he is 4th of 13. 50.008 seconds. And Ronnie Bassett Jr. also went out, made a qualifying attempt. He is 12th at just over 51 seconds around the Daytona International Speedway. And here comes Matt Mills, 3rd driver out for B.J. Cloud this morning.
Yeah, B.J. McLeod's put together a great race team. Some talented young drivers, 25 years old, out of New Philadelphia, Ohio. Matt Mills, always a guy that you think of that can scratch his way into the top 5 on these big tracks. And BJ's giving him a fast car. Look at that tracker where he's at right now.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Williams was great, and this is solid too. Very good for Mills. He's 2nd, Vince.
With Jeb Burton, who was top 5 in both Daytona races a year ago, has moved over to Our Motorsports. Got to qualify on time now. How nerve-wracking is this?
It's really nerve-wracking. Just things out of your control. Tires could go down or something could happen. So I feel confident in our car, though. I feel like we got plenty of speed. We got ECR power underneath the hood, so that's always great. They do a great job for us. So go get this thing in the show, and appreciate all our partners, State Water Heaters, and everybody helping us. And if we can get in the show, I think we'll be pretty good.
Good luck.
He is good at this style of racing. Father Ward won the Daytona 500 20 years ago. Saw him in the garage this morning, but they, like everyone else, very nervous because they know how important qualifying is, and a bit behind the 8 ball when you consider where they're at in the point situation.
Wasn't that 20 years ago yesterday?
It feels like it, doesn't it? Where'd you finish in that race?
I finished 5th, and Sterling got out of his car, and NASCAR didn't like that.
You won the Daytona 500 2001. You finished 5th in 2002. You won it again in 2003. I mean,
I thought I was really getting the hang of this stuff, you know. Then I went on a bit of a dry run there for a bit. But man, any success you have at Daytona is the best feeling for any NASCAR driver in the whole garage. That's what it's all about, getting it done here at Daytona. And you know, we crowned our first big winner last night, Zane Smith. I joked with him on the radio while he was waiting the red flag out, I said, you're going to have to win this race twice, because we thought he already won it once, and he did just that. What a fun evening of racing, and it just kicks off what's going to be the best weekend ever for NASCAR. That infield is packed full. Couldn't put another person in there, and there's a lot of energy and excitement in Daytona this weekend.
You mentioned the trucks. Natalie Decker made her run a couple of years ago. Unbelievable here in the Camping World Truck Series event. She's 13th. 15 cars have now been out, and the 16th, the 39 of Ryan Sieg.
He's hanging right in the top 5, third right now, losing a little bit of ground, but doing a nice job. Family-owned team. CMR Roofing is their sponsor, as he mentioned, down there on pit road, and you always see a big contingent of the CMR guys in town ready to drink a couple cold beers and cheer on Ryan Sieg.
And he's got a good qualifying run. He's third overall, 49.88. He's the 4th driver now that is clocked inside of 50 seconds. And Michael, we are starting to figure out now who's going to be in the field. You just have to beat 14 guys. You'll lock in on speed. 16 have been out, so we know for sure Austin Hill, Matt Mills, they are going to race later today.
And I would say anybody in the 50s and under is feeling pretty good about life right now. If you're above that, that's a different story.
The 48 is Jade Buford, and he's off to a good start in his lap.
This team formed an alliance over the offseason with RCR.
They did. And I think the thought is continue the growth process. I was talking to Patrick Donahue, who's not only the crew chief, but oversees the operation from a competition side of things. And, you know, Jade was a road racer, but is getting his legs under him, running at all the different styles of racetracks that we go to in the Xfinity Series. Good debut season a year ago, and a great lap here. Jade Buford, quickest in qualifying at Daytona, a 49.37. We now know at least 5 drivers that are locked into the field. One of those, J.J. Yaley, driving the 66. He's 5th overall, 49.97. The numbers for him. And Joe Graff Jr. going to have to play the waiting game. He is 11th of the 19 cars that have been on track. Just over 50 seconds driving that 07 for Bobby Dotter.
Got to just say wow for that late lap for Jade Buford. We talked about the alliance, talked to Scott Brichetti yesterday, the owner of that team, and Big Machine Records, and he said, we're all in, Mike. We brought a hot ride to Daytona, and we feel like we're going to be a contender. And that lap proves that he knew exactly what he was talking about.
Jeffrey Earnhardt on track in the 24, driving a part-time schedule for Sam Hunt Racing. They've got 2 cars here this weekend. He'll drive the 24, 26. We'll have Ryan Truex behind the wheel, and he's clocking in the 5th position, which would be good enough to get him into the show, and that's where he stays. 49.96 for Earnhardt. Vince?
Well, I got to tell you, that Jay Buford lap caught the attention of Ty Gibbs as we were standing here looking at the timing and scoring chart. Of course, not many young drivers get the attention this guy has generated over the past year or so. Won 4 times in the Xfinity Series last year. Now it's full time. Does it feel any different for you?
I mean, it definitely does. You know, first off, I want to thank Monster Energy, you know, and I've got a great Toyota GR Super for this race, so hopefully we can make it happen. And I feel like these races are so different for me. I don't have as much experience, so kind of learning as I go and having fun, man.
His first Daytona Xfinity start, but I don't think anybody's counting him out.
Now, he was on the road course last year, and you know, he wins, and I mean, it's just unbelievable,
crazy.
Right? Yeah, it really was.
No one would have seen that coming. And then after that, to win 4 races in this limited schedule, I was joking with him the other morning in the motorhome line. I said, "Do you think you'll do any better this year now that you get to practice?" He said, "I hope so." But what a story! Can he dominate? Can he be the story in 2022? Because he was the story for me last year. Monster Energy's on board with Joe Gibbs Racing. It's cool to see that young man get this opportunity.
We talk so much about if you can just get in, you have a chance to win. Here's a perfect example of that. Greg Alding finishes his qualifying run 50.85. That's going to be tough, right? I mean, right now he's 19th of 21 cars, but this is a driver that has nearly won, you know, right here at Daytona and Talladega, a place that races very similar to this. And driving the 52 for Jimmy Means, here comes Harrison Rhodes.
You know what? makes me feel good, Adam, when you say driving the 52 for Jimmy Means, because I used to race against the 52 with Jimmy Means in it. And I think the garage area is just a better place if Jimmy Means is down there turning the wrenches. He's just such a hands-on guy. I love his spirit. I love the memories I have of getting to race against him. He built his own cars. He owned his own cars. And this is a real racer trying to make it work. It's going to be a little bit off today, unfortunately, and that's sad, but I'm glad he's down there.
Seen Harrison Rhodes pop in and out of the garage from time to time over the years. And as you said, not where he needs to be from a speed perspective here in qualifying. 22 cars have gone. Rhodes goes 21st. We'll see that guy on track when we continue. While we were away, great lap for Ryan Vargas. He is second behind Jade Buford. 49.41 for him. He'll drive full-time for JD Motorsports this year. And there is the 90 of Alex Labbe, currently 18th. He's going to run about half the schedule driving the 36 for Mario Gosselin. They wanted to try to get him in at Daytona, so this is a car they put together late and still searching for a little speed there. I talked to Alex in the garage this morning, and I know he was concerned about how this qualifying session would go. And now the 23 of Anthony Alfredo.
This is going to be a car that I'm looking forward to watching this year. I think Anthony, with his experience in the Cup Series, his talent behind the wheel, he could be a contender at a lot of places. And Daytona obviously is one of those. Really impressed by JD Motorsports. Vargas second, Bailey Curry 10th. JD's put 2 cars in the top 10. And they downsized from a 3 or 4 car part-time team sometimes to a 2-car team, and I think it's paying off already.
Alfredo is 4th. Vince?
With A.J. Allmendinger, always got to consider him a threat here. Top 5 in both races a year ago. What's the balance between get to and have to when you come to Daytona?
I don't know. I've gotten close to finding that balance. I can't say 100% yet of what that is, but you know, the great thing is that College Racing always brings 3 really fast Chevys. This Nutrien Ag Solutions Chevy was comfortable in practice. I don't know what that means in qualifying, but you know, great to have Daniel Hemrick and Landon Castle as teammates this year, and we'll have a lot of fun. And you know we have a shot to go win this race. It's just about trying to put yourself in the right position, and man, you just hope you get it right at the line.
Best of luck.
We saw Anthony Alfredo a second ago, Vince, and now the team car. This is Jeb Burton.
Jeb's been driving one-handed, Adam.
Why is he doing that?
He's trying to deflect the air from the spoiler, get it to go around, just disturb the air is what he's doing so it doesn't attach to the rear spoiler. You know, you just want to do everything you can, and the wind tunnel has told them that might help a little bit. And he doesn't do it in the corners, obviously, but when you're holding a nice steady wheel down the straightaways, you can give that a whirl. That's how these drivers and teams try to do anything they can for just a couple of hundredths of a second.
You hear the conversation. He's got to beat one more guy, Michael. He's 13th of 26. Got to beat one more.
Well, if
to lock in on speed.
Behind us, so that means we can't be no worse than 31st if they all beat us. Well, good.
I'm not sure I totally agree with that math.
That's good for Jeb to know that right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's all he needs to know. I agree.
He's fine right now. Now, if it turns out not to be the case later, we got some explaining to do.
Sometimes you just sell blue sky to the driver, right, Michael?
That's exactly right. That's what the driver needs to hear.
Saw Alex Labbe earlier. Going to see him driving this car, as I mentioned, a lot this year for Mario Gosselin. The 36 this weekend is being driven by Josh Bilicki, noted road racer from Wisconsin. And he goes 17th, and you know what that means.
It just locked Jeb right in the show.
Jeb is in the show.
Just like we sold him. No need to worry for that extra minute.
And whoever did the math on that now can go,
ooh, I'm glad I got that one.
Hey, watch out for this guy going right to the top, Sheldon Creed. And when you look at some of the guys up there, they're either RCR or RCR Alliance, so you would anticipate he will be fast, running for Rookie of the Year, won the truck championship a couple of seasons ago.
And he is a human highlight reel in my eyes. I love to watch him work the wheel and how he's doesn't matter what the challenge is, he's up for it. Got a great spirit, great energy.
Yeah, he was doing that interview during practice yesterday in the garage with Regan.
Yes.
And he had those glasses on. He looks so studious down there.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to step up your game as you creep up the NASCAR ladder. No telling what he'll do when he gets to Cup.
Good lap for Sheldon Creed. He's now third on the board. 49-48 for Creed. And here comes a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. Drew Dollar making his Xfinity Series debut later on today.
Going to run the super speedway races for this Gibbs team. Not sure if there's any other opportunities for him, but definitely has that lined up.
And yesterday during practice, we talked about the fact that Trevor Bayne, our colleague here at Fox, is going to run some races as well. He's scheduled for 7, including next Saturday at Auto Club Speedway. So we look forward to that. Would love to have seen him here. Former Daytona 500 winner. Got it done in 2011. Did Trevor Bayne.
This is impressive what the Big Machine Records car has done. Look at him pulling away there on our Ghost car, simulating what it would be like if Jade Buford were on the track, how he's gapped the 18 car.
For Drew Dollar, he's top 5, 49-74. 29 cars have been on track.
They call them photo finishes because you need to see them to believe them.
By a matter of inches.
And the Daytona 500 has had quite a few.
That was amazing.
But it's also had photo starts and photo drama. And definitely some photo-worthy cars. Lights, camera, start your engines. It's the biggest race of the year.
The Daytona 500.
I am the Daytona 500. I am NASCAR.
While we were away, Kyle Sieg wrapped up his qualifying run. He's currently 28th. Brandon Brown on the board in 6th. And we just got the completion of a lap for Mason Massey. He fits in 26th of 32 cars. And here comes a guy that's going to be a player, I don't know about for qualifying in the pole, but later today, Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, this session, other than Drew Dollar, has been dominated by the Chevrolets. They're 7 of the first 8. Drew Dollar snuck into the 5th spot, so you expect Gibbs to be somewhere in the top 10.
He's tracking 9th right now, but before we put him in officially, I believe if I'm right in my math, 9 of the top 10, all from different organizations. The only duplicate up there right now, RCR, Creed and Hill, both in the top 5. Everybody else racing for a different team. That's pretty cool.
And that's what you see in that garage down there, you know, and I've talked about it a lot about how cool the cars look, but there's also a lot of different faces, owners that have stepped up their programs and have cars that could go to victory lane here.
Ty Gibbs is 7th, Vince.
Well, it's good to be king. This is the champion of the Xfinity Series from a year ago, but has switched teams in the offseason. How has that transition changed things as you begin to defend your title?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a work in progress, but the transition's been good. Everyone at College Racing, all the men and women have made that transition as smooth as possible, and obviously doing it with a lot of momentum. So had my AG1 this morning, having a little Celsius now. Hopefully this AG1 Camaro's, you know, as easy as that transition was, hopefully it makes it just as easy as speed. Looking forward to the opportunity here with these folks. It's awesome to be back in the Xfinity Series. Another day driving a race car, like I said, it's a beautiful thing, so trying to enjoy it.
Keep your eye on Daniel Hemrick again today.
I don't want to show my fandom, Vince, but I like when Daniel wins. You know why, Michael?
Because he does a backflip.
Love it.
Yes.
Love the backflip.
What about and I play basketball and golf with a bunch of these drivers, and I don't think people appreciate or understand what athletes they are. Jumping off that car and flipping a backflip, that I did not see that one coming. I didn't know Daniel had that. I know he did it when he was a kid, but he's not a kid anymore. He's a veteran. But that was beautiful. That was a beautiful thing.
Kyle Weatherman has locked himself into the show. 14th is where he is. You just have to beat 14 guys to lock in on speed. The other thing we'll monitor as we get down toward the end of this opening round of qualifying is the top 10. Top 10 cars advance to the second round to run for the pole. We saw this guy on pit road earlier, now out on track. Josh Berry in the 8 driving full time for Junior Motorsports.
From right outside of Nashville, Tennessee, a short track racer from that area, and he's just been so impressive in this Junior Motorsports car. This is a kid that got an opportunity and was ready for it and took advantage of it. You know, you can't. It reminds me a lot of Ty Gibbs. They both got to a great car in different manners, but when they got there, what matters is they were ready to take advantage of the opportunity. And Josh has been so much fun to watch.
Similar stories of success last year for Ty Gibbs and Josh Berry, but as you said, the way they went about it couldn't have been more opposite.
And a lot of people, you know, they'll say, well, the Gibbs kid had it handed to him. Well, you have to get here somehow. And when you get here, doesn't matter how you got here, you go out and do what Ty Gibbs did, you're going to be around for a while. Same thing for Josh Berry. Dale Jr. said, I like this kid. I want to give him a chance. And when he got the chance, what'd he do? He won races.
Josh Berry impressive in this race a year ago before being crashed out in the final stage. 5th is where he slots in qualifying. And all the cars we're seeing now, even though the qualifying order was determined by a random draw, the last 20 cars in qualifying were all top 20 in owner points a year ago. So you're seeing a lot of equipment go out on track that is either one capable of winning the pole or undoubtedly later today could pull into victory lane. Here's Landon Castle.
Well, and if you look at Jay Buford, that's I talked about the alliance with Childress. They're on Childress's campus. That's a full-blown Childress car, so Jay Buford was in the first 27 cars, but he's got a first-class car, and this is another first-class car.
Hey, want to give a nod. Landon Castle comes over from JD Motorsports. Both of the cars for Johnny Davis are locked into the field, Bailey Curry and Ryan Vargas. So we congratulate them on that because it's always difficult. They have put themselves in a great position.
Well, and you know, we talk about Childress and Gibbs and these. What about the 6 car? Ryan Vargas is second. That's amazing, and I love seeing that.
Yeah, I said he's locked in. He's more than locked in. He's right up there at the top of the scoring pylon. Tracker has Landon Castle in the top 5.
I think everybody in the garage area is really looking forward to seeing what Landon's going to do with this opportunity. He's been around for a long time. He's always been competitive, but this is a winning race car, and it's been a while since I think Landon feels like he's been in one of those. So it'll be fun to watch this racer this year.
5th on the tracker, and that's where he lands for now on the board. Top 6 are Chevrolets. You talked about the strength of the Bowtie Brigade a moment ago. A couple of Toyotas up there with him. In fact, there's 2 Toyotas in the top 10. Everything else a Chevy. Drew Dollar and Ty Gibbs, the teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing, are the ones that have broken up this Chevy party out front. And here's another from the Junior Motorsports camp. And this is a young driver we expect a lot out of, Sam Mayer. Looking at the tracker, and this is surprising, Michael. Josh Berry, the teammate, is 6th, and Mayer tracking back at 28th.
Sometimes this place will just make you scratch your head. You prepare the cars perfectly. They're identical in the wind tunnel, same horsepower under the hood, and then they go out and they run so differently.
27th for Sam Mayer. And now last year's regular season champion made it to the championship 4, A.J. Allmendinger. 2nd here in August, and you get the feeling this place owes him one. He's had his heart broken right here at Daytona on a number of occasions.
If that doesn't make you want to be a race car driver, look at A.J. I mean, he's just all settled in there, got that head leaned over to the left. You can see the bumpy ride that these drivers are faced with. They're going to tell you they're just going to run wide open, and they're going to hold the wheel steady as they can, and that's all they can do. And that's true, but you want to do it perfectly to get the best starting spot you can get. And then a lap around Daytona goes from maybe one of the easiest things you do all year long in qualifying to one of the most difficult things you'll face all year long when they throw the green flag this afternoon. I just love that shot. That's cool.
For A.J. Allmendinger, he is 7th. Jay Buford continues to lead the way in qualifying at Daytona. Six cars remain in the opening round of qualifying at Daytona for the Xfinity Series. You see the numbers for Riley Herbst. He is 8th, driving for SHR. Brett Moffitt nearly won here last year, is 4th. Locked into the second round is Brett Moffitt. And the 35 of Shane Lee sits 37th on the board. Here comes the 19 of Brandon Jones.
See if one of these Gibbs Toyotas can, the first 7 cars are all Chevrolets. See if Brandon can bump his way into that mix. Losing a little ground on the back, but it's a pretty good run. Brandon's a veteran now, looking for wins, looking for championships. That's what this team will be all about. 2022, last year was pretty disappointing for them overall, I think.
It's going to be better than his teammates, it would appear. Brandon Jones 6th. Vince?
Jay Buford fastest so far. He's got to do it again in round 2 to officially win the pole for this afternoon's race. But how cool is it to look up there and see your name at the top of the chart?
It's pretty awesome. This Big Machine Racing team of Spike Coolers has worked so hard in the offseason. It's just a huge honor to be able to go out there and put the car P1 for the opening round of qualifying. Hopefully we can do it again here in the top 10 shootout.
Jade Buford, one of 5 cars, Vince, now locked into that second round of qualifying. Ryan Vargas, Sheldon Creed, Brett Moffitt, Austin Hill also will get a chance to run for the pole as we look at the 51 car of Jeremy Clements.
He's not on pace of where he'd hoped to be. You can see he's losing ground quite quickly.
Hey, also want to give a nod to Jesse Awuji, who, with all the activity we've seen on track and where he fits in on the board right now, will race later today. He's locked himself in on time. Great to see for a startup team and backing from a legend like Emmett Smith.
Yeah, I was wondering if my childhood hero, Emmett Smith, is in town. You seen him wandering around the garage down there yet?
I still struggle with that math. I don't know. 34th for Jeremy Clements.
Do you think I'm too old for him to be my childhood hero?
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up, does it?
It really doesn't.
I'll tell you something else that's confused by my math is Jamie McMurray, because I say our careers paralleled each other.
Right.
He came along about 20 years after me.
Oh.
You know what Emmett did also that we have in common? Quite the dancer.
He was on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he won. I didn't realize that. Hey, you got to have a good launch. You got to have a good start to your lap. I mean, the champ's picking up where he left off here in qualifying. Daniel Hemrick.
Look at that. So tight. But you know, Adam, yet in the Truck Series and in the Cup qualifying, the guy that won the first round of qualifying didn't get the pole. So it isn't over. They still got to line up and do this again. It'd be interesting to see if we go 3 for 3 with somebody coming from behind after the first session to set on the pole for the second.
It's a really good lap. Hemrick to the top, 49.30.
But you know, Jay Buford, that doesn't really matter.
I blame Vince, actually. I mean, Vince interviewed him, and now he loses his spot at P1.
I just say it doesn't matter. We're going to re-rack and try again.
All right, only 3 cars remain. The first of those is Ryan Truex. We'll see Justin Allgaier, Noah Gragson, teammates from Junior Motorsports will finish out the opening round of qualifying. Ryan, younger brother of Martin Truex Jr., won a championship at the Cup level, 2 Xfinity titles, and about the distance from me to you of winning, from winning the 2016 Daytona 500.
Well, that was just a move that nobody could have blocked. I mean, it was an incredible finish, just like we see at Daytona all the time, but just the best racing ever in the last couple of laps. Oh, Denny Hamlin knows how to get her done on this track, and wow, that's all I can say about that move.
That win in 16 for Hamlin, the first of his 3 wins in the Daytona 500. He and Chad Knaus going to be a part of our Xfinity broadcast later today. We look forward to that.
Yeah, and I want to wish you good luck.
Thank you.
That's a lot of knowledge you're going to have to sort through. You might not get to talk.
Now this surprises me. 42nd for Ryan Truex. And now Justin Allgaier.
He won't be 42nd.
I don't think so either.
But like you, I mean, I'm shocked that Ryan didn't have any more speed than that. But these cars going this late in the session means top 20 in points last year. There's certainly a provisional in his future. Whereas if you go early, you know you didn't have the points from 2021, and you've got to run a fast lap. So they know they'll race.
Can you believe that Allgaier has not won at Daytona or Talladega, as good as he is at this style of racing, and how many starts he has, the opportunities in front of him so many times?
It's just sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that has to be the situation for Allgaier because he's such a great racer.
Second twice right here at Daytona, will not advance to the second round of qualifying today. 16th for Allgaier. By the way, for those cars that don't advance, 11th on back, they line up where they qualify here in round 1. So somewhere in the top 20 is where Allgaier will start this race. And here he comes. Last car, opening round of qualifying. Noah Gragson, who went to the championship for last year and won at Daytona in 2020 in the Xfinity Series. In fact, the only driver that's won here in an Xfinity car that's in the field for today's race.
Well, that's some interesting factoid you got there, Adam, with this talented lineup.
Mm-hmm.
What a job he did at Martinsville, though, to get to the final race. I mean, that was just a great job behind the wheel. He was aggressive, but he was fair. You know, short track racing, you can bump, you can bang, but he just got it done.
One of 3 drivers that will race later today and also get behind the wheel for 500 miles tomorrow in the Daytona 500. Landon Castle, Daniel Hemrick also going to compete in the Great American Race. Round 1 is over. Gragson is 14th. And the first round goes to Daniel Hemrick. Top 10, move on and run for the pole when we continue on FS1. Who will start on the pole for the Xfinity race today at Daytona? Well, it's one of the 10 drivers you see on your screen. Daniel Hemrick, fastest in the opening round of qualifying. Jade Buford with a great effort, and the same for Ryan Vargas, who was 3rd. Here's Vince.
Yeah, small team making some big noise here in this first round of qualifying. 21-year-old Ryan Vargas, he's enjoying seeing his name on television. I mean, this is a huge accomplishment for your group, isn't it?
No, it's a massive accomplishment. JD Motorsports, we're a small organization. Swan Security, they jumped on board. Major thank you to them. They've been a massive sponsor of us last year, and they jumped on board for a handful of races this year. There's a lot of races to sell. If you guys want to be on a race car, hit me up. But it's just a blessing. Every time I get to drive a race car is a blessing. I know what it's like to not be in this sport, and here we are qualifying in the second round of Daytona. I mean, that's mind-blowing. Look at how pretty that car is on TV. That's awesome.
He's already guaranteed his best career starting position, no matter where he ends up in round 2. Great showing so far for Ryan Vargas.
That is awesome for Ryan and everybody at JD Motorsports. Have you heard about the new podcast? It's Vince and Vargas. What do you think?
I like it. That's a lot of enthusiasm there. Swan Security made a great decision, and Johnny Davis and that group delivered. That is so cool.
Good stuff. Tomorrow, it's the most iconic day in all of motorsports. The Daytona 500, the Great American Race, kicks off the 2022 NASCAR season. 2:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 Pacific, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And all of it actually begins, our coverage, 11 in the morning here on FS1 with race day over to Fox at 1. A full day for what will be an iconic afternoon from right here at the World Center of Racing. Round 2 qualifying in the Xfinity Series. It's next.
Showtime at Daytona. Real season starts today, man. Show everybody what we got. There's a fight. Here they come.
The Daytona 500. Tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
Let's take a trip down memory lane. Last 5 champions in the Xfinity Series. 2017, William Byron has a win at Daytona. Tyler Reddick won back-to-back 18-19. He's won here. Cindric won the championship in 20, won at Daytona in 21. Daniel Hemrick, your 2021 champ, has not won at Daytona, but he was the best of the bunch in the opening round of qualifying. Well, for the first time in like 10 years, we had 47 cars show up to qualify in the Xfinity Series. Unfortunately, that means some pretty good names going home. Here is the list, and you hate to see that. Let's go to Vince.
Former Truck Series champ Sheldon Creed qualified 4th quickest in round 1. Pole potential? Assess your chances.
I mean, well, we hope so, right? Just not a lot as a driver you can change here if you can't drive it tight or loose or whatnot. So just going to try to get through the gear as best I can, get going from pit road really good. And, yeah, we'll see what this ECR motor has in it and try to get ourselves a pole.
We're about to find out.
You know, it's a lot of pressure, though, Adam. You think about this, the crew that worked so hard on that car, the engine builders staying there, they got it all tuned up. If you leave pit road and bog that motor down, or you spin your tires too much, anything that you don't do perfectly, you feel so much responsibility for the performance of the car. You know, they gave you this great car. You can't mess it up. So the drivers like to say that what they do on the track doesn't matter, but getting on the track and getting rolling is very much a big part of the lap. You're only going around once, so the faster you leave, the faster you're going to get to the green flag.
But all these drivers, Michael, as we welcome you into our broadcast booth here, are locked in to the first 5 rows. And I've always heard, you know this way better than me, obviously I've not raced, but I've always heard when you come to a place like Daytona, you at least want to be in a position where you can see the front so you can try to avoid the big mess in the middle. So that's got to be good for all these guys.
And the thing that's important these days, it's just gotten more intense with the stage racing. You know, they want to get to that first stage, get those points. They don't want to be running in the back and hanging out to the end. They want to hammer down. And so when you start near the front, that makes that easier. It'll be really interesting to see how they're able to go 3 wide. Are they able to make that high side run as well? What are they going to be able to do if they are in the back to get to the front, where it's going to be a little bit safer? But, you know, in the truck race last night, I think the first and second or third guys all crashed. So there's nowhere safe at Daytona anymore.
Go. Yeah, I know. I was trying to sell it.
Yeah, I want to be up there. I want to see the front for sure. Listen to that launch. That was a good stretch there. Didn't bump the rev limiter. The driver has the engine has a rev limiter, so the driver knows where it's set at, 78, 7,900, and he wants to just run right to it because that's where the most power is, and then shift down or shift up to the next gear.
Riley Herbst, solid in this race last year before getting crashed out. And in the opening round, for perspective, he went 49.706. So we'll see if he improves here in round number 2. And all these cars going in reverse order of how they ran in that opening round. So the last guy to go will be Daniel Hemrick, who had the quickest time of those first 47.
And in the second round, the fluids are a little hotter. The tires, you know, they've got some wear, a little wear on them. So you would think maybe they would go faster. But anything about the same, they'll probably be happy with. What'd we say for RPM? Turning about 7 there. So maybe get up to 71 or 2.
Ford won this race a year ago with Austin Cindric, despite the fact they didn't have a lot of drafting help, just not many Fords in the field. Team Penske is gone, but Stewart Haas has formed a few alliances in the garage, so more Fords today that could really help out Riley in the draft later this afternoon. And he puts it at 49.65, so he was quicker than what he ran earlier today.
Yeah, that's not surprising. I would guess that just a little bit, but not much. But like I said earlier, in the Cup Series and in the trucks yesterday, the guy that was fastest in the first round didn't get the pole. So there was some movement there.
Next two cars, Josh Berry, Landon Castle, ran the exact same time in that first round of qualifying. Berry pacing in front of Riley Herbst here.
Man, those engines sound good, don't they? Pumping out that power. And I'm telling you, as a driver, Josh Williams is sitting in that car staring at the tachometer because he wants to see if there's just a little bit more RPM than he had in the first round. You know he's going faster. And then he takes his eyes off the tack and then tries to stare at that yellow line and put that car as low as he can in the corner to make this track as short as he possibly can as he comes back to the start-finish line.
He's going to have a nice pickup over what he ran in his first lap in round one. A 49.55 after going 49.70 earlier. Real strong for the driver, as you said earlier, from just outside Nashville, Tennessee.
A lot of energy in Nashville, Tennessee for NASCAR, isn't there?
Oh, my.
Man, I love that.
I mean, back to the super speedway, and we're talking about going back to the short track there. And every year we go there and celebrate championships. It's a good time to be a NASCAR fan in Music City.
Yeah, Josh Berry's from there. Obviously, Scott Bruschetta and that big machine team. So could be a big celebration in Nashville if either one of those two could take it to victory lane.
We said they tied in the first round of qualifying. I would say the 10 and 8 are really close on speed. What do you think? Look at this.
That's crazy. Identical. I guess that's a tie, right?
Yeah, that would be.
Thank you for keeping me straight, Adam.
Look at the tracker. Separated by 2 to 4 thousandths of a second. Now Castle losing a little bit of ground.
Did you see that? He got a little wide off turn 4. Will that be the difference?
Oh, he got him. 49. They've tied again. 49.552. That is unbelievable.
That's right. That is unbelievable.
I mean, there's no way. To the thousandth of a second, back-to-back rounds, they go dead even. We might have a third. Brandon Jones laying right over these guys.
Does our ghost car technology allow us to throw Castle up there too, and let's see him in the mix as well?
Yeah, right. Yeah, why not?
I think Brandon's able to stretch it out, or getting it stretched out on him on the back straightaway. See if he can pull in there. Ooh, that was a nice exit, but it's not going to pay off.
Jones is fourth. 49.59 for him. 700ths off of what Castle and Berry ran. I cannot get over that. Can't get over it.
That's crazy. What are the odds?
I don't know what they are, but they are long. Can we go to Fox Bet and see what they were there? Fifth car out in round 2 qualifying, Austin Hill, rookie out of Georgia.
It's funny to say rookie out of Georgia for Austin Hill because I've watched him in the Truck Series for so long, and he's a veteran over there and such a great racer. It's good to see him moving up and getting this opportunity with Richard Childress Racing.
Talked to Andy Street this morning in the garage as crew chief, and he said it's so good to have 2 cars now because they haven't for a while at RCR. It means so much to have a teammate, and I don't think their expectations over there are typical rookie expectations. I think for both Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, they want to win and have a chance to go run for this championship.
I couldn't agree more, and I would think the same thing as an analyst, that both of them will win and have a chance to be in the playoffs.
based on that qualifying lap. Might happen today. Austin Hill to the top, no problem at all. 49.33, big pickup over what he had in round number 1, and he is the first of the 5 that have been out. We are halfway through round number 2. Next up, Brett Moffitt.
Hometown on the side of that car, and his hometown is Grimes, Iowa. And he is a really dedicated, persistent racer that just loves that he gets to be on the racetrack in NASCAR.
Tracking here against Austin Hill, and I said earlier, Austin and the family have a new baby at home. Brett Moffitt does too. And I saw him in the garage. I said, how you doing? He said, I'm not getting any sleep. So he too is glad to be away from home so he can get some rest, and he hopes to take a trophy home.
That's precious. I'm staying in the motorhome lot down there where all the drivers are at them, and it's just, I just sit and stare at the playgrounds, moms and dads out there with their kids and running around. It's just a beautiful scene. Such a family atmosphere in NASCAR, and I'm really thankful for that.
Moffitt, really good lap for him. He's second, 49.54.
Snuck around 2 cars by 100th of a second. Can't complain about that.
4 to go. And the next of those, the teammate of the guy who's quickest, here's Sheldon Creed. You've said that you think this guy will go out and win. Where do you think his best opportunity is based on what you've seen from him the last couple of years in the Camping World Truck Series?
Well, obviously Daytona. I mean, he's got a fast car and he knows how to get it done. So this would be a place where he could get it done. But I like him. I can't wait to watch him at Atlanta. I mean, I look forward to that new configuration. But then as I think about it, Adam, Bristol, Richmond, can I just go with everywhere?
Yeah, Las Vegas, yeah. California, whatever, right?
But I'm particularly looking forward to Atlanta. I love what Marcus Smith and those guys have done over there. I think it's going to be wide open. It's going to be eye-opening to see who's able to take advantage and get the victory on that new surface.
Yeah, level playing field for everybody, right?
Yeah. And you're going to have to, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun to watch as a fan. 3 cars remain in qualifying, and Sheldon Creed makes it 1-2 at the top for Richard Childress Racing, slotting in behind his teammate. 49.45, the numbers for Creed. As we look at Ryan Vargas, and as Vince already pointed out in the interview, regardless of what happens here, today will be his best ever starting spot in an Xfinity car. Yeah, and I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I'm pulling for Ryan Vargas.
This is great. Look at this. He's hanging in there.
I want to see another interview with this kid.
I think we should interview him whether he wins the pole or not.
I know. He is awesome. I love his spirit. This is so cool. And everybody loves an underdog story, and he is that with his JD Motorsports team, but they've proven that they've got what it takes to come to Daytona and have a chance to be a big part of this story.
Hey, and if you're looking for a new driver to latch on to, go follow Ryan on social media. He's a great follow there. Does a lot of content that takes you behind the scenes, and he's way more than just a driver. You have to be at JD Motorsports, and you might want to jump on board there. And he beats at least 2 in this second round. He's 6th.
There's that young man. Nice effort by that whole team. Congratulations, Johnny. We're in a position where if everything goes right, we could get a win at Daytona today.
Another great story here, Jade Buford. 2 to go. He's the first of those, and for a long period of time in the opening round of qualifying, he was the best of the bunch.
Look at this. Tracking right on top of Austin Hill. And that's why it's so important when drivers say we don't really have much to do. You got to hold a perfect wheel. You got to hold a perfect line. Because it could be just 1,000th of a second that makes the difference when the checker flag falls on you. I know Scott Burchetta's got a big smile on his face. He's put so much into the Xfinity Series with Jade, and this alliance with Richard Childress Racing is another example of that.
A chance meeting at a road racing event is what connected Jade and Scott, and now here they are, second year full-time in the Xfinity Series. Oh. And he is right behind Austin Hill. Just missed it.
Man, that's so close. Got to tell you, I love I love the Ghost Card technology as a racer, you know, because I want to know where I got beat, how I got beat, and exactly what I needed to do different. Put that in my notes so I can try to be more efficient next time.
The difference from first to second right now, Austin Hill to Jade Buford, 19 thousandths of a second. The last car to go, Daniel Hemrick, and he right now appears to be the guy to beat. Our Ghost Car would indicate he's a little quicker than Austin Hill in the 21.
Well, he finished the season out last year in the most dramatic fashion he could have possibly hoped for. I bet you would be okay with starting the season out this year, starting on the pole at Daytona.
Austin watching and waiting. And it looks like he will start on the front row, but will not get the pole. That belongs to Daniel Hemrick. You said it, the reigning champion. Got it done in dramatic fashion in Phoenix last year. First win of his career. He's a champ and he's a pole winner at the World Center of Racing. We hear from him next. I remember when Colleague Racing got their first ever pole. Talladega, Blake Cook, 2017. Oh my, have they grown the operation, and today Daniel Hemrick going to lead him to the green in his first ever race, driving for Matt Colleague at Daytona. He's on the front row with Austin Hill. Let's go to Vince.
Well, a little bit of a surprise for Daniel Hemrick. They made it into the top 10 and thought, oh, what the heck, we might have a shot at the pole. How good does it feel to have that pleasant surprise here today?
It's definitely a pleasant surprise, but I'm not sure why I'm surprised. Alex Yantz, everyone at Colleague Racing, all the men and women there, they've been busting their tails in the offseason, not only on this Xfinity program, but as well as our Cup endeavors. And, man, it's so much fun to be back here in Daytona, be back part of NASCAR Xfinity Series. Our AG1 Camaro was definitely as fast as Xfinity's internet, and I'm so thankful that Matt Colleague and Chris Rice took a chance on me to give me this opportunity. So, yeah, we didn't know we had the speed to set on the pole. Didn't do any single car runs yesterday, but after we ran the fastest the first round, you're like, well, hell, we're already here. Might as well go ahead and try to get a pole, right? So it's definitely special anytime you do something like this at Daytona. ECR, RCR, Alliance to those guys, thank y'all so much. Yeah, look forward to having some fun today.
Yeah, great when it works out that way. Well done. Congratulations on the pole. And Austin Hill will start alongside on the front row. And Austin comes from the Truck Series. He won here as a truck racer, and now you got a shot. They say you can win from anywhere, but starting from the front row, it's pretty much, you can see it from there, no question.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier being on the front row. I thought we might have had a shot at it. The Colleague guys were pretty good there. So we had a big pickup from the first run, so that helped a lot. RCR's done a fabulous job preparing our Bennett United Rentals Chevy. We were almost as fast as Xfinity Internet. Not quite. It looked like the 11 was a little faster, but we'll take it. I mean, front row, Daytona, we got a shot at winning. We got our teammate around us, so hopefully we can link up and have a good night.
Good job. Adam?
Thanks, Vince. Michael, final thought?
I'm ready. My palms are already sweating thinking about what's going to happen when they throw the green flag this evening. I can't wait to watch you boys call the action and these guys challenge the high banks.
Race day gets us going once again with the Xfinity Series at 4. We got the race at 5. Denny Hamlin, Chad Knaus in the booth. ARCA Racing comes your way at 1:30. Right now, it's a weekend edition of NASCAR Race Hub. Let's send it to our Charlotte studios. Here's Caitlin Vincie.
Thank you so much, Adam, and welcome into Race Hub. Caitlin Vincie alongside America.